And good morning, everyone, and welcome to our weekly media Zoom with head wrestling coach Cael Sanderson. We're getting ready for two dual meets to open up Big Ten action at Maryland Friday and home with Indiana Sunday in Rec Hall, 2 p.m. And let's go ahead and get started with questions here. Nate, get us started.
Cael, hope you had a good break. I know I'll let Clay ask his question again, but just wanted to see how you felt about the guys did over the break, especially those that competed at the Southern Scuffle. Did you see that you maybe got some answers maybe at 57 now? What did you kind of see? What did you get from that?
I think overall, through December and the collegiate duels in Florida, I felt like our team was kind of coming together a little bit more as a team. And, that's obviously what we're hoping to see is just progress and just, increased enthusiasm as we kind of push along here. I think we saw that. The Scuffle, I wouldn't say we were real excited about the results, but it was nice to have guys competing down there and getting matches. I'm not sure if that really, showed us a whole lot. I mean, I think it was good for some of our younger guys to get in there and just, you just get that experience so you can kind of grow and learn from it. And I think that'll be the case. And then some of our guys that have started a little bit here and there. I mean, I don't know if we've gotten any real clear answers in a couple of those middleweights like you're asking, Nate, but we'll keep kind of pressing along here. Just you're always kind of seems like there's always a weight class or two where you're kind of hoping somebody kind of steps up and takes charge, and we're still kind of hoping in there. So, but yeah, I think we'll see. Coming off a break, I kind of like that schedule where these guys competed right before the holiday, and then they're able to get back here and get a week of training in before our first match. I think that works out really nice. But we'll see how we compete here on Friday to start the Big Ten schedule.
Greg Pickel.
Coach, good morning. Thanks for your time.
Good morning.
Hey, I'll run back Clay's question just in case he doesn't get on. But Drew Hildebrand, what was the process of adding him to the roster, and how important of an addition is that for you guys? Thanks.
Yeah, I think Drew's been in the area for I'd say probably over a month, and really a great kid. He works hard. I picture him in my mind. He's got a huge smile on his face. Obviously a tough competitor. He was an All-American last year, and he's been on the circuit for a while and just very competitive. So we're excited, obviously, to add him to the roster, and hopefully we can get him going here soon. That's obviously the plan is just to get him out there competing as quickly as possible. But he's been a great addition, great kid, fits in really nicely, and we're happy to have him.
Nate.
Cael, correct me if I'm wrong. The earliest he might be able to start for you guys, in a duel wouldn't be until the semester begins, which is, I believe, next Monday. So he wouldn't be available at all this weekend, correct?
No. Possibly. I think. It's. I don't think that's black and white with the rules. We're trying to get him to where he can compete this weekend, but we're not quite there yet. But we're. That would be ideal, right? I mean, there's not, we're halfway through the season here and got 2.5 months left. So if we can get him competing, we'll certainly do that. But we still have a few hurdles to kind of get through. But that's not an NCAA rule. There's a lot of different circumstances that play in there, but we're working on it.
JP Pearson.
Hi, Coach.
Hey.
We watched Alex Facundo a bunch of matches here at the Scuffle and saw a number of good shots, really slick on the high C, and then just got stuffed a bunch. Heavy hips, had trouble finishing. I was wondering if you could share with us, what's the what are the coaching principles when a kid, thinking back to like even Jimmy Golubon, when a kid is a really good shooter but has trouble finishing. What are some of the principles that you coach for how to finish a good shot?
Well, I think Alex wasn't very pleased with the way he competed, but you know, he's able to get to the leg, and he's just a very good athlete. He has great speed and flexibility, and so he was able to get to the legs without really, you know, big setups or creating angles. So he just got to create a little bit better angles on his shots and get quicker to his finish. You know, if you're not getting quick to your finish, you're giving kids an opportunity to scramble and, you know, slide their hips back and defend. So, you know, I think this would be great experience for Alex. I'm not worried about him, you know, being a guy who can't finish his shots. I mean, he's going to finish his shots. And he's a competitor, and he's been in the room battling. And I think it's just, it's a little different, right? In our room, he's wrestling guys that are coming after him all the time. And so he's in there scoring up, where when you get in an actual match, that's not always the case. You know, you got to figure out how to go get them. And so just some minor adjustments. I think the more he wrestles, the better he's going to get. But just good experience for him. But you can see what he's capable of, and we'll just keep adding to that, and he's going to be great.
Excellent. Thank you.
Greg?
Sorry. Coach, is there any update you can give us on Michael Beard after he medically forfeited at the end of the scuffle? And then either way, what does his performance down there just say about your overall depth at that position at weight class rather, at 197?
Yeah, he's still, I think he's going in to kind of get, you know, finalized, because they traveled back last night. So he got back last night, and so he'll be seeing the doctor today. But yeah, I think he wrestled really well. He beat a guy or two that beat him last year. So he's continued to improve, and that's no secret. I think having him and Max in the same weight is, although it's tough because only one can start, it's been a blessing for both of them. But yeah, I think Beard's getting better and better, and he wrestled tough. Obviously that match in the finals is one you'd want to see, you know, 7 minutes to see how that plays out. But yeah, Mike's done a great job, and he's getting better, and his confidence, I think, has grown, I think, after that event. And just having seen the progress that he's made from a year ago, that's got to be a big confidence boost for him. But yeah, we'll find out later today, you know, what's going on with his knee. Hopefully it's not any long-term thing.
Andy?
Yeah, Happy New Year, Cael. I was just wondering if you could give us a little bit of a scouting report on Maryland and Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to just focus on getting our guys better right now and making sure they're doing the little things that they need to do to, you know, score points in March. So we're going to focus kind of more on our guys, but, you know, both teams are tough and they're well coached, and you know, we're expecting some good matches. But yeah, at this point, you know, I'm not really the scout guy, but, you know, we just kind of want to do what we do, and we want to, you know, use the types that we use and kind of dictate the pace of the match. But it doesn't matter who we're wrestling. You know, we want to kind of do our thing, and that's kind of what we're focused on at this point. And then obviously coming back off break and kind of getting the second half of the season going here, we want to go out and compete with a little bit of fire and just kind of keep building off of what these guys have been doing. And obviously being healthy and, you know, free of COVID and the flu and all the different challenges that are going on right now with collegiate sports and sports in general. But, you know, we're good to go. So we're looking forward to it.
Nate?
Cael, I know you guys as a staff are usually, you know, you're using the whole season to play out, to figure out, you know, who your guys are going to be in the postseason, things like that. Is there any one particular guy that you guys are leaning towards right now at 57? Because now it seems like 25 with Hildebrand, get him in motion, he might be filling that void for you. So is there any guy at 57 you guys are more leaning towards at this point?
You know, I think we have 3 guys that have a lot of potential, but it's just kind of, I think Negron just needs more experience, you know, and Joe and Terrell just kind of need to kind of get out of their own way and just kind of go compete. But they all have a lot of potential, right? So it's, you know, I would think at this time we're kind of probably leaning towards Negron just because he's been competing well. But it's tough too because he's only had a few matches and they've only had and that's kind of the case for all of them. But there's nothing set in concrete at this point. But yeah, I guess, I mean, you guys have seen all the same things that I've seen. So, I know we got a lot of potential there, but that's obviously a weight class that, we feel like we're more competitive than we're showing right now in those big matches.
Greg, Pickel.
Coach, going back to the comment you just made about being healthy and good to go, was there anything that you learned from that situation back at the middle, I guess the 2021 portion of the season, end of 2021, that you can implement in 2022? Or is it just sometimes that's the way it breaks with everything that's going on right now and you just have to fight through it the best you can?
Yeah, I think that's just, how things play out. Sometimes you kind of get kicked and you just got to, figure things out and get up. And I think there's a lot of positives. And if you have guys out of your lineup or whatever the case may be, it gives other people a chance to kind of step up and contribute and show their strength. I think adversity, and I think we talk about this every year, but that's just an opportunity to show your strength, right? I mean, it's life. So, but yeah, there were some times when, we're missing 3 starters or so and wrestling tough teams. And, that's not the best feeling as a coach or, going into those matches. But it's just always been like that. I mean, there's always ups and downs and we're just going to keep doing the best we can and just try to compete with honor and enthusiasm and try to get better every match. And if we can do that, we'll be fine here.
Andy Elder.
Cael, you alluded to the sports landscape and what's going on with health of athletes. I'm wondering with what's been going on across the country, have you had to implement any special procedures or protocols to keep everyone safe moving forward?
We try, you tell these guys just to, be smart and do all the same things that you're reading about and hearing about, but obviously it's up to them. Right. And the holidays have been the toughest. Last year we got shut down right away, and we've talked about that. I feel like our kids spending time with their family would be priority number one. But coming back here, you just gotta be smart and do the best that you can. And then you still might get COVID or you might get the flu. So, that's just kind of the way it goes. So, I mean, we've been preaching at them, to be smart and make good decisions and protect themselves for a long time now. So I'm sure they're tired of hearing it, and I'm tired of talking about it. And they're grown men, and they're going to make those decisions, and hopefully they're just being as smart as they can. And then whatever happens, we'll deal with it.
Nate.
The collegiate duels. Obviously, you had some tough ones there with Cornell. Northern Iowa was pretty well easy for you guys, but to see the way your guys wrestled against Cornell, and then see them respond then the next day against Arizona State, it seemed like it was night and day. So what was kind of going through with that? Was it the matter that Cornell is just so good? Like, can you fill us in there on that?
Well, yeah, I think Cornell's really good, and they have some really a lot of depth, but they also have some superstar kids that are obviously really good. But yeah, I think going into the third day, it was just, we needed a full team effort there. And I think the team saw and knew of the challenge, and they kind of stepped up, and our guys competed at every weight, even if they're avoiding giving up a major or something, I mean, because every point matters. And I think it was just more of a complete effort from the whole team, and our guys that needed bonus points were wrestling with a little bit more urgency. And so, yeah, I think that was probably the best that we've competed as a team in a while. So that's, we're excited about that, and we just want to keep moving forward, because the Arizona State team is a really good team. On paper, I think it was 5-5. Ranking wise, and they beat us the last time we wrestled, a couple years ago. And I felt like this team was better than that team that beat us. It's all the same guys, minus obviously like superstar Zahid Valencia, but everyone else was 2 years older and wiser, and the heavyweight was ranked higher, although he didn't wrestle. But and our guys kind of stepped up and competed, and And that's what they're going to have to do. If they want to compete for a Big Ten or a national championship, they're going to have to wrestle as a team, for each other. And if they do that, then we're going to have a lot more fun, win or lose. It's a lot more fun when you're competing as a team. You're thinking less about yourself and more about one another. We'll go a lot further that way.
JP Pearson.
Hi, I'd like to follow up on your remark about competing with honor. We've seen a lot, and specifically in the context of the post-match handshakes, we've seen a lot of conflicts this year during after matches and handshakes, and even at collegiate duels, we saw some teams, abstain from the handshake altogether. I was wondering if you could share with us a little bit, like what it means to you to compete with honor, and even in the backdrop of COVID here, how we navigate the handshake line and still compete with honor.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not, I can't speak for any other teams. We just, when I say compete with honor, I think it's just be able to say that you did the best that you could, and that goes into preparation, and that goes into mindset, and obviously that's part of being a good sport, win or lose. My dad was my coach growing up, and it was, it's just kind of that same mentality that, you treat others like you want to be treated. And, we've all lost a lot of times and things haven't gone our way. And that's just kind of the way it is in sports. And when they don't, so if you have a great day, you should be grateful for it. And if you have a bad day, then, same thing. I don't think there should be much difference in your energy and attitude, win or lose. Out in the open, you go back in the locker room and go back to the practice room and go to work. But as far as how you treat others, I think that's important. That's just kind of the way I was taught from my dad. And that's what we do. But, we have different levels of sportsmanship on our team, and different kids react differently based on their way they're win or lose, So, we're not trying to create 10 of the kids that are all the same. Part of the fun is having unique individuals on your team, and if they have a little bit more fire, win or lose, and as long as it's respectful, then it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know with the handshake stuff. Everyone has their own opinion on that stuff. With COVID, everything's a little iffy, especially right now where it's really going around. And some kids want to go shake hands after their own individual match. I always kind of think that we do that after the match, and we shake everyone's hand at the end of the match instead of doing it after each individual match. But we have some individuals that want to go shake hands after their individual match. Those little things are really not that big of a deal. It's just, whatever you're doing, we want to be respectful of our opponents, win or lose, and their coaches, obviously, win or lose. And sometimes we do a better job than others, myself included, and with the officials too, it's the heat of the moment. So it gets emotional and you get fired up, and you always are going to see things from your perspective. So that's just sports. And then sometimes you take a step back and you say, okay, well, maybe that wasn't too, or maybe that wasn't as bad as I thought it was in the moment. And I think you just got to be patient with each other and be patient with the officials, hope they're patient with you, and then obviously with your team and all the way around. But I think the compete with honor to me that's a given, like be a good sport, but it's more about how you compete. It's like, this is your opportunity. It's more of a test, or can you be yourself in a big moment? That's competing with honor. Can you walk back in the locker room with your head up and win or lose? It's not about winning or losing. It's about just how you compete. That's the way I think about winning with honor, or competing with honor.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Cael, last one for Cael. Greg Pickel, go ahead.
Coach, we've heard from some of your colleagues across campus about their opinions of the transfer portal on college athletics or their sport in general. What are your thoughts on it? Obviously, I'm sure you love it because of what you were able to add at 25, but how have you seen that impact the sport and Penn State in particular? And do you think you're done there before the semester begins, or the mid-year or whatever, or do you think that you could still make additions out of that moving forward here?
Well, it takes a lot of time to get somebody in and out of school. I think, you can't get in trouble if you don't talk, right? So, I think the NCAA is just kind of really, it's like 100% leans towards a student athlete, right? And is that good? Is that bad? I guess it depends on whether you're the student athlete or the coaching, the coaches or the program. yeah, it is what it is. So, I'm not really, in a place right now where I'd want to jump in and maybe share my opinion. It is, but we're just going to deal with the circumstances that we have. I mean, because it's a two-way street, right? But I'm old school. I'm believe in the responsibility, and if you say you're going to do something, do it, unless there's extreme circumstances. But yeah. I mean, that's just the way that college sports has gone, and there's not really a lot of rhyme or reason, I guess, but it is what it is. And so we'll just do the best that we can under the circumstances, and we just are going to compete. I mean, that's competing with honor, like I was saying before. It's the same thing in recruiting and training and coaching and being organized. We're just going to do the best that we can and make adjustments as we go. And when we get beat, we learn and try to do a better job the next time.
All right, Cael, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Cool. Thanks, everybody.
All right, have a great day. We'll talk to you later.
See ya.
Bring in Greg Kerkvliet now. And take out Cael's. Hold on. Apologize for that. I pinned Clay. Greg, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
All right. So we'll go ahead and start with questions here for Greg. Go ahead and use the hand raise function. Anyone have any questions for Greg? Andy, go ahead.
Greg, about a year ago this time, you had totally different circumstances. I'm wondering how much better you feel now competing, and what's the difference between this time and a year ago?
I would say that I feel healthy. I feel 100% better, mindset and body. I feel like I'm just more grateful for the opportunity to be out there, not necessarily focusing on the wins and losses, because I don't think that matters. I think just having the opportunity to go out there and compete is special enough.
JP Pearson.
Hi, Greg. I noticed the nose looks like it's healing up pretty well from that nasty cut you got at collegiate duels. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. I was taking it slow a little bit because it actually broke, but it's feeling a lot better now. I'll be ready to go.
All right, Nate Bauer. Or excuse me, Nate. Wrong.
Greg, can you put into words what it means? You have a duel set up, bout set up with another guy that's ranked top 5 in the country with you, and then unfortunately he wasn't able to make the call. Is that a little disappointing, being that you had something where you could test to see where you're at early in the year, or is it just status quo? It's just another match.
I would say it's just another match. I'm sure there's things going on their end that I don't understand or I don't know. So it would be wrong for me to put my opinion on that when I don't have all the information. So I'm sure we'll wrestle eventually, but for now, let's just move on to the next guy.
Greg Pickel.
Hey, Greg, thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you.
What does it mean to add someone like Drew to your roster and eventually, presumably your lineup? How exciting is that for you and the rest of the guys?
I think that's pretty exciting. I mean, first, he's a really good wrestler. On top of that, he's a great person. Getting to know the guy, he's really cool, and I'm happy to have him on the team. And obviously, he adds a lot to the team, so I'm excited about that.
Gabe Herman.
Yeah, hey Greg. I'm just curious, when it comes down to it in a match against, Luis Fernandez with everything on the line in the duel, what is your mindset then in a situation like that?
At that point, I wasn't paying attention to the duel, so I didn't even know it came down to me. But at that point, it was just go out and do my job for me. And as long as I take care of myself, that'll help take care of the team.
JP, go ahead.
Coach Cael has told us on a couple of these pressers how much having both Max Dean and Michael Beard battling each other has been a blessing to them both. I was wondering if you could tell us, like, from your workouts with them, what it's like to watch either or both of them improve.
I don't really watch them in practice just because I'm also working out myself. But besides that, you see it in competition. You see Michael Beard going out there and at the Scuffle and wrestling maybe the best he has in a while. So you see it lit a fire under him and it's pushing him. And I think that's great for both of them.
Nate?
Greg, Coach said that Drew has been around for a month or so now. I think it has. He said so. You said you don't really pay attention to other guys. You work on your stuff, but what have you guys seen from Drew in the time that he's been with you guys? As far as he probably was with the wrestling club, I'm assuming. So, what have you guys seen with practicing, things like that? If you've been able to see anything from him, and do you guys make some jokes with him, maybe saying he's the old man on the team since all you guys are all young?
Actually, we kind of just talked about that the other day. We didn't even realize how old he was compared to us. We kind of thought that was funny, but I mean, we see it in the room. We see him putting in the extra work, doing the extra versa climbers. I mean, you gotta, I think, to be great or as good as you can be, you have to put in the extra work. Doing what you're told is just not enough. So I see him doing that, and it's exciting.
JP?
Do you ever work out with Max or Beard, or who are your most frequent training partners?
I usually wrestle with Saran Francisco. We just got him in. He's a great partner. I appreciate having him here. And I'll roll around with Cael, Varner, Snyder, those guys. It's been great.
Really great.
All right. Anything else for Greg? All right, great. Greg, thank you very much, Greg. Appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks,
Great.
everybody. Have a great couple days and hope to see you all in Rec Hall.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you.